This is Michael from capitalismisfreedom.com, and today we're going to find out what is capitalism.
Capitalism, I should know this. Let me Google it real quick.
Capitalism is the practice of you got it, you sell it.
People can, come up with new companies, new ideas. And
Well, capitalism is the freedom to do whatever God's called you to do. According to the Bible, He gives us the ability to generate wealth so that His covenant can be established. And that means God likes capital.
Capitalism is the people at the top keeping all the money and not passing it down to the people below.
Well, capitalism is economic system basically where the trade and industry is controlled by private owners rather than the state. And I think it sucks because I feel like the whole trade market should be centralized rather than owned by private owners.
An economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit rather than by the state. Interesting.
The stronger is the best, and so it's not the best for everybody, I think.
Capitalism means productivity, savings, and free trade, voluntary trade between individuals. Okay, sorry, but that's what it is.
We didn't pay him to say that. What do you think would be the best for everybody?
I think it's a mixed system, where you have freedom, but also you have a system to help people that cannot afford themselves. Like in France, I think it's not so bad.
Well, I come from a country that didn't practice capitalism. And what happened was it's one of those state-managed economies, and there's capitalism on the top. There's communism on the bottom.
Capitalism is much deeper than most people understand. You as an individual just asked me, would you answer some questions? I freely said, sure, I'll be happy to. You see, you were free to ask, and I was free to say. Now imagine somebody else coming in and saying, hey, you got to pay a tax in order to ask this question or answer this question.
Is there anything wrong with voluntary exchange?
No, there's not anything wrong with voluntary exchange, but if there are private organizations that are controlling something instead of like the government, then it's all types of negative things that could come into play with that. Do you agree?
My theory on capitalism is that it's nothing more than a voluntary human interaction. She knows the deal. What we have today is something I would more easily call corporatism. And in all honesty, that's kind of what fills up all these tall buildings, and that's what keeps these endless wars going on. That's what's making the world a terrible place. It masquerades as capitalism, but we believe that capitalism is freedom. And that's kind of where we stand. How do you feel about that?
I think you're right. I actually do think you're right.
Because shopping is fun, and we like buying stuff. I love having a full belly, right? You like your beer from Mexico or wherever it is you like.
Exactly, yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, I think capitalism is goods and services in exchange for whether it's money or some other thing of value, and it's a contract between two people, two governments, two businesses, whatever.
I can't find anything to disagree with on that. So capitalism is voluntary.
Yeah, it has to be, otherwise it's blackmail.
We need to have freedom to do what God's called us to do all through, from bottom to top, and nobody on the top telling us what to do.
And let us say amen.
It's simply the finest, most moral, and most efficient real capitalism. Is the most moral and most efficient system of economics that has ever manifested. It is the most natural. It is based on the freedom of the individual soul. It's actually rooted in spiritual knowledge.
kind of the rise, Kennedy said, the rising tide lifts all ships.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful concept.